crown around your face, and even silence feels less cold. Ooh, when the energy starts to unfold. It's in the way she moves so easy, like love was something she already knew. She's beautiful sunshine.
Well, hey, what's going on, long time friend?
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Why don't you tell everybody your name and where you're from?
Well, my name is Shanae Posey, and I am from Owensboro, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State.
The Bluegrass State. Why they call it that?
You know what? I don't even know.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
I don't even know how fast those people in Kentucky, and I feel like we still don't know. We do got Derby here. That's what we do know. We got Derby and horses, so I don't know about the Bluegrass, but I do know about horses.
You're gonna go to the Derby?
I don't think so. Too much traffic. Too much. Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
No, I got hung in traffic one time. 2 hours just on one street. And somebody knew a shortcut, and I learned my lessons from then on. Never again.
Yeah.
So stay as far away as as I get older.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to be into all that. So yeah, no, thank you.
Tell me about your parents.
My parents, well, I was raised by my grandparents. Yes. So my grandparents took me when I was about 18 months. Because my biological parents were just neglectful, and and so they couldn't, they didn't want me to be in that type of environment. So they took me when I was 18 months, raised me and adopted me, and so that's all I know is them, Frank and Barbara Posey.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I've met your granddad, didn't I?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I always like to correct people. That's my mom and that's my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 18 months. That's all I ever know. Yeah.
So do you have any brothers and sisters?
So that's where it gets complicated. So biologically, from my biological mother, it was 7 of us. And for my biological dad, it was about 4, possibly 5. Later on, there's a possible. But then when you do it from me being adopted, then, it was a sister and a brother.
Okay.
So I have sisters and auntie all in one.
All in one.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yes, it's pretty cool. Based on who I talk to is based on what I would say, who I'm referring to. Because, growing up in Owensboro, people really knew your business. So it's really kind of hard. But as I get older, I don't really like to talk about, but just for this, you know what I mean? I do, because my identity is just move forward. That's all I know. And that's all I consider is my grandparents been my parents. And they are legally my parents. So I have to correct that. They are legally my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good things.
Yeah. It's amazing. It worked out like it needed to be.
What about school? How did you do in school?
Oh, yeah. I was a brainiac. I was. I got a full-time scholarship and about 4 or 5 other scholarships on top of that. I got a scholarship for being in the top of my class. So I actually did college when I was in high school. And then I was doing a job while I was in high school, so I had already finished it. So it was pretty cool. But my parents kind of pushed me to be that way. Yeah. And it worked out for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the boys?
Boys?
How was you with the boys? Did your dad have to beat him off with a stick all the time?
So I had no boyfriends. I wasn't interested.
How in the world did that happen?
I wasn't interested. So I would have actually people around me that knew that I was a good fit for their grandchild and their son, and I would never be really interested. But there was one. I said okay, because I knew them from church. I said okay, all right, let's just. I guess we'll go out or however. And well, I'd seen them at school. I was with my group of friends because I grew up with a lot of girls. You know what I mean? That we are still best friends even 25, 30 years plus, right? So we had that bond. So I just was like, I'd rather just be with my friends that are girls. And so I just broke up with them. And it didn't faze me. Like, it just didn't faze me. So I feel like, you know, in my raising, you know, my parents wanted me to be better than them. And so academically, that's what they drove in my head was, you know what I mean, just flourish in this area. All that comes later on in life. So I was just never interested, even though, you know what I mean, as a teenager, but not really. No, I'd rather play checkers and read dictionaries.
Yeah.
I was just that.
You was a nerd.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was, and I enjoyed it.
I was too.
Yeah. Raising up for the nerds one time.
Yeah, one time. Yeah.
I think I had something like, it reminds me of, I don't know, so many scholastics we start forgetting. I mean, not that I'm, you know what I mean, humble about it, but, you know, it was just an expectation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight A's.
Yeah, I mean, no, not straight A's, but
okay.
A pluses. It didn't matter about no A's. A plus, what you mean? You got an A. You know what I'm saying? So it was a high expectation for me academically. And because my parents knew that I could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just how it was. My mind was strictly academics. Now, also, I played in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a band geek too. Yeah, I loved it, you know. Sports. I didn't necessarily play in sports, but the cool thing about me that people didn't know, I chose band over I was going to be in football. I was going to try to be the first girl football on the football team because I was also a tomboy growing up. But I chose band, and then I chose a job in high school. So all that kind of went secondary to me because I was just about my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What position was you going to play?
I don't know, but I wanted to be out there some way, somehow. You know, that's the thing about me, and I think later on you'll probably find out. I'm just like a transitor. Not even transitor, but I'm like one of these people that I don't care if it ain't ever been done. I don't care. Like my dad was the first, and my mom was the first of Black people in their companies, and I have that mentality. Like, it doesn't matter to me. The sky's the limit, and so I'm just one of those people that I'm just going to be a barrier breaker. So it didn't matter to me.
Life without limits.
Listen.
You mentioned you grew up in church. Did you ever get away from the church, and when did you go back?
Yes, that's all I ever known was church. My dad was a deacon. My mother, she was a vacation Bible school teacher. I was a vacation Bible school teacher. I was actually a Sunday school teacher. Sung in the choir, ushered, prayed. Like, that was just like first nature to me. You know what I mean? I just grew up in that. And so when I went to University of Louisville, when I graduated and went away to college, I was 17. And so, like, I feel like I was kind of sheltered growing up, where it was like, yeah, I kind of started off a little bit, but I didn't go far because it's like, you know, there's not much in Owensboro, right? But when I went to Louisville, like, I mean, it was crazy because it's like a fun day. It's so many people, so much to do. And I was just like, wow, we get to do this, we get to do that. So basically, to make the long story short, began to go to clubs and all that, and, you know, just kind of living it up. And I'm thinking, it's Saturday. I don't want to go to church tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then family, I just thought, I don't got to go to church tomorrow. So, like, yeah, let me continue to just live it up. And so it was just being a 17-year-old that was just open to everything.
Yeah.
And mind you, I just wasn't even taught that. I was just kind of let go. Like, I didn't have no conversations with my parents or nothing. I just was like, wow. And I was so naive. So, yeah, that just kind of led me off the trail of, I don't want to go to church no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to be getting up. I just came home 3 o'clock in the morning. I just came home 3 o'clock in the morning from the club. I don't want to get, maybe 4.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You was living it up.
But, you know, I mean, what you mean get up early? What you mean go to church? And then also you got to realize that when I went there, it was not really a transition to where am I going to go to church? I don't know this area like that. You know what I mean? So, and then it wasn't like I had a mentor.
Yeah.
So it just was like free to the wolves. So, yeah, I just decided I didn't want to go to church no more at 17.
So when did you decide to go back? what led you
Oh,
to
my
that
goodness.
decision?
So this is interesting. So I feel like between 17, this is where it gets very foggy, because so much happened to me. So much. Like what I feel like happened to me in a year would probably happen to people in a lifetime, because it was so, like, when I went big, I went big. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so I just got out there and I was kind of out of control. Yeah. Yeah. Just living out of control, and not just purposefully, naively. You know what I mean? I just, I think I got to the point where I just was, it looked good on the outside, but on the inside I was broken. You know what I mean? So, these things lead to things, when you're drinking, and then, you know what I'm saying? Then I had assaults. I've had a few different assaults. I've had things. And so I think that really just took me, you know what I mean? Things that happen, things that happen on campus, things that happen outside of campus. You get what I'm saying? So these are consequences of this type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? What people glorify and stuff, but they don't tell you about, you know what I mean, when you're drunk and, you know what I mean, passed out, what happens, or this, and you know what I mean, or there's numerous stories. So I felt broken. I didn't no longer know who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would look at myself in the mirror and I would see a pretty girl, but then I didn't even recognize her. I didn't recognize myself any longer. And so one time I prayed to God. I said, God, I want to be my full potential. I realized that another thing that had came to me, and these are part where I don't leave out on my testimony. I'm fully transparent, because what has happened, and this is what has made me. So there was a time where like when I say out of control, I'm talking about what they call those 304s.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it, 304?
Yeah.
Okay. I was a 304. Boy, I was a big 304. And so I remember sitting one time, and I'm like in my room, and you know what I mean? Like it just seemed like I had the life. When I say I was out there, my friends, they made a shirt for me that says "True Player, Mamacita."
No, they didn't.
Be quiet. That's what they gave me for my gift, because
no, they didn't.
Yes, they do. They had a Playboy bunny. True Play. I still have the shirt that I was about to throw away, and it had to remind me of where I came from, and it had Mamacita because that was my nickname. And so I was sitting one day. I don't know why I had this moment in time, but I was sitting there and I realized that I had been with all these many people, and I thought to myself, if I was to ever get sick, this was just a moment in time where I just sat silent. If I was to ever get sick, could I count on any of these people? Any of these men? Let's be honest, men, right? And then I realized I was not never close to any of them. I didn't want a relationship with any of them. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want a relationship. I just was having fun. What you mean? Somebody wanted to be, I remember one time somebody said that I had my wife over here. I ran so quick because I didn't want to be tied down. I had got freedom. I wanted this. I felt like I had missed out on something. But the more I got into that lifestyle, the more it got me. And then I realized, dang, you know what I'm saying? When I couldn't stop 304ing, right?
Yeah.
Then I realized, man, when I thought my identity was in 304, and then I thought to myself, wait a minute, my parents, I want to be that girl that, that innocent little girl. I was innocent, right? Still in that phase, but this is not how I was raised. I don't want to be like this no more. I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want nobody to be taking my innocence from me. I feel like at that moment I couldn't even say no. Like people didn't even respect me of saying no. So I thought that was my identity. So I sat there and I said, God, I don't want to be somebody that my legs would just open up wide. And, you know what I mean? I'm laying on my back. Like that's not, I don't want that to be my identity. And so I had that moment and I cried to myself and I said, God, I want to be my full potential. I remember I kept on going back. I had a health problem, a simple health problem. And I kept on going back and forth. This was like my fourth time going to the doctor. And I remember, I guess maybe within this week, I know it happened so quick, because when I said it from a heart thing. I said it not expecting anything. I just said it crying out to God like, man, I don't want to do this no more. And I remember I had an appointment that week or a couple days or maybe the next day. And I remember as I was going to a doctor's appointment, this was like the third or fourth time there. And the woman in the front, she said, oh, I've been meaning to tell you. I've been meaning to ask you all this time. Every time you come up in here, I've been meaning to ask you. I guess I'm gonna ask you this time. I was asking you. I want you to come to church with me. And I looked at this woman, but I've never been a liar. I wanted to lie. I wanted to tell her, no, I won't be going to no church. But before I knew it, I had said yes. And I thought to myself, why did I say that? Yes, I don't want to go with church to her. I don't want to go to church. And at any time I'm thinking I could renege from this. I don't have to follow her to church. I could renege from this. Like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But because I said it, right? And I went. And that day when I went, and I was still fighting it as I was following her, because I'm thinking, well, I'm going to church. And I remember sitting there, tight shirt, tight pants and all, tongue ring in my tongue. I'm sitting there and I remember the pastor saying, preaching on full potential. And from then I was hooked because God had answered my prayer out in public from what I had asked him in private. And there was an answer I was looking for. And so from then on, I just kept on coming back. And each time I came back, a little bit of piece of me became delivered. I stopped drinking. I pulled out my tongue ring. I pulled out my nose ring. I stopped wearing the shirt that was so snug to me. I took my crooked wig off. You feel me? I took off my skirt was so short. I took that off. I began to change on my own with the Lord. It became a high to me that it was no comparison to any orgasm that I had ever experienced. Like, it made it like no comparison what I could walk away from those things. Now, I did struggle with still being a 304, right? And when I say 304, I'm just trying to say a nice way of sleeping around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I didn't really consider myself, by that time, I wanted to stop. But that took a while, but things slowly started falling out for me. And I started finding purpose in this journey that I came back. And I'm like, wow, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been longing for. So by the age of 19, I do believe, I came back and I started going to a church in Louisville. Mm-hmm. And I was there for a while.
Back in those days, did you like literally view yourself? Did you call yourself a 304? No, because I feel like I didn't realize I mean, now I call myself Mamacita, right? Mm-hmm. Because, but I didn't call myself like a 3 or 4. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like I look good, right? You know what I mean? Like I could do this, but I didn't take a flex as far as sleeping with people because I didn't want to. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yes, I took the flex of, yes, I'm the life of the party. Yes, I attract people. You get what I'm saying? But then after a while, it just got, you know what I mean? Like, now what? You know what I mean? So no, I wasn't proud of that, because there was a time where even a person had came and he told me, you would be the best one there. And he took me to a strip club. Mm-hmm. And I remember being outside. And so there was still some parts of me that didn't want to be that. I wanted to be a model. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I thought to myself, oh no, mind you, I'm still in school. And I'm thinking to myself, no. So no, I didn't take any like flex about that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I told him no. So no, it wasn't a brag about that, but it was for my friends and stuff. It's like, man, if we go out, you're the one that, you know what I mean, can get, I could get them drinks, you know what I mean? Like, it was just that. It was just easy. It was like a magnet, but after a while, that got old. Yeah. Yeah, I got old. Then what? Yeah. You have a child. You have one child.
I do. He is 8.
8?
Yes. His name is Elijah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How's your relationship with the father?
It is good now. It's much better. Much, much, much better now. But I had come from a domestic violence situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a lifetime story. I got free. I hid. And I left all my stuff behind from Florida. And I didn't care. I gave away my car. Left a 2-bedroom apartment with everything in it. And just had some suitcases. And he was some months old. And I didn't care what I lost. I just didn't want to lose my life.
When it's time to go, it's time to go.
I didn't want to lose my life.
Yeah.
And I had a responsibility to my son. And not just a responsibility, out of love.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't going to do it for myself, I was going to do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it didn't matter. I know wherever I went, it had to be better than what I was going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was miserable. But it's much better now. We're talking about 9-10 years later. So he has found the Lord. And so we have a better relationship. He had actually seen him last year for the first time. And it was a beautiful thing.
I remember you mentioning that you're celibate.
No, Mario. We're going to say abstinent now.
Abstinent. So
You ain't going to put the celibacy on me, boy. Listen, God didn't make me no nut now, okay?
So what's the difference?
Okay, there's a big difference, okay? Now, I used to say that, and I used to speak that over my life, but once I realized the difference, I stopped saying that because celibacy is more long-term. That's people that devote their life specifically. So we're talking about nuns or whatever other, you know what I mean? They dedicate their lives for that, for in a purpose of, not being intimate. But I am abstinent to marriage. Okay.
Till marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
God made me to flourish.
Yeah.
In that area, okay?
Yeah.
So I am waiting until marriage, as how God has, has intended it to be. And so, yes, I correct people when it comes to myself. Whoa now, abstinence.
And I wonder how many people get the two confused.
I mean, even in groups where I'm in, where it's about abstinence stuff, we still have fights. I mean, they still have arguments between celibacy and abstinency and the definitions. But all I know is when marriage comes, I'm going to be out of that club.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's not my calling on my life.
So how long have you been abstaining?
For this period, it'll be 7 years in May.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years in May. So mind you, I had been doing this since I was in my 20s. So I would go for 4 and 5 years, and then I would fall for the okie doke. And then my last time when it happened, I was for about 5 years. And like I said, that's a domestic situation. So, when we talk about domestic violence, we can talk about physical, and we can talk about verbally, and we can talk about sexually. And I experienced all of that. So that's why I have my wonderful child, but I will not take it back. And I know a lot of people look at it like, "What, you have a child?" Absolutely. Yeah, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? I turned a negative thing into a positive thing. And like I said, I don't really like to speak much of it because it's better now. But like I said, when it comes to something that's kind of out of your hand, right, on the sexual abuse, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's here.
What benefits has being abstinent brought you?
Oh, okay. We talking about benefits?
Yeah, what's the
preserve.
benefits?
Come on,
Because
preserve.
It's good and bad to everything.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to be transparent. Preserved. And that means my body is preserved. You know what I mean? I don't got to worry about no STDs. That's a big one on a lot of people. When I go to the doctor, they up in there, let me check you for such and so. You ain't got to check me, sweetie, because I know. I mean, not saying I do. I have gotten checked, even not being intimate, because it's just a part, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, that's not a worry of mine.
Right.
I don't have to worry about pregnancy scares. I've been there, done that. I don't have to worry about confusion and being stigmatized.
Mr. Stepdaddy.
You know what digmatized is, Mario?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Digmatized.
I'm just shocked you caught me off guard that you said it.
Listen, I don't know no other word. We grown, ain't we? Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it honest. You know when you be looking at them people that's not making correct decisions and they keep on coming back to somebody that they know that is not even up to, you know what I mean? Like, why you, sweetie, why you keep on going back to that? Why you keep on being, you know what I mean? The side piece, or why you keep on being, you know what I mean? Why he treat you like that? You don't think clear whenever you start messing around. So my discernment is very clear. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to do the game and the okey doke on me. Now, yeah, you look fine, but my spirit is saying, I make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? So my head is not wrapped around on Cletus. Okay? My head is wrapped on God, which is this, you get what I'm saying? Oh, I see the red flag. Because you know, when you start getting intimate, you knock them red flags down like, you know what I mean? And then you upset at the end. Yeah. And then your friend is telling you, now you knew you saw that in the very beginning. You did. Mm-hmm. But you compromised because you was driven by physical, right? You was driven by illusion. Yeah, sex doesn't mean that somebody loves you. Nope. I mean, you don't want me to start preaching up to here.
Hey, preach.
Sex does not mean that somebody wants you.
I might put an organ in the background.
Listen. I mean, because they'll mess with you in a minute and throw you like a rag doll the next day. Yeah. And you up in there crying to your friend. Girl, he wouldn't even take you out on a date. You knew what it was. He had you come over at roach hours. You knew what it was. But when you digmatized, it's hard to let go. And then in the spiritual, then it's called soul ties. So anybody that you have sex with, you have soul ties with them. And that's why it makes it so hard to disconnect, because your body has become one. And so once I understand that, then it's easy for me, right? Once I realize that what you got, and if I sleep with you, now I got. And I understood that. I mean, there was a lot of stuff I had to break from, you know what I mean, even from my domestic, because it had brought, you know what I mean, from one thing to another. And so it's much harder afterwards to cut those things away. So don't even get involved. Yeah.
So what are the drawbacks, though?
Oh, okay, we're going to do drawbacks, okay? Now, mind you, I'm about to go on 40, so you got to remember, basically all my 30s was... No, you can't have this. You can't have this. The temptation coming and coming and coming. I mean, you know, I get it from all sides, right? And I'm talking, you know. So the drawback is that there are many people that don't have that lifestyle. And so my thing is, yes, I don't have any issues because they'll say, hey, you know what I mean? I'll still date you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have issues with people dating me because I'm been abstinence, right? But it's later on down the line when they try me, right? And I have to always put my guards up because what you mean? You got me we got a trip to Dubai. Okay, I'm in your room? Nah, I ain't gonna be able to go to Dubai. Like, I'll do anything to make sure I'm already 10 steps ahead to make sure I have boundaries. And so at the end of the day, they'll end up trying to change my mind. You know what I mean? Or try to be slick about it. So I think that's the you know, drawback. And then, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, hormones are hormoning. There's many times when I have to tell my hormones, not right now. You got to wait till your husband comes. So yeah, like at the end of the day, people got to realize that I'm still a human being. And so I'm not a robot. Just because I'm abstinent doesn't mean that my sex drive is low. I suppress my sex drive. It's there. Yeah, I go to God about it. But that's the part where I think people also get it incorrect that, oh, you're just doing it because you don't really have a sex drive. No, sweetie. Oh, it's there. It's ready for honeymoon. Yeah. So I think those are the main things. And of course, you know, people, I get more from people. As I look back, I've had so many, accusations and false things that was being said about me because I didn't give in. Said it was crazy. I was a lesbian. I've done heard everything. No, sorry, honey. I know your feelings is hurt. But I mean, I've heard everything to try to slander me because people have gotten mad about it.
Moving forward, when you encounter someone that may be interested, what type of things do you look for?
So automatically, I'm going to look for if they love God. You got to. And I'm not talking about talking about it, right? I'm not caring what you're saying. I'm looking for fruit, right? So I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be looking when you don't think I'm looking, right? How you react to stuff, how seasons, I'm going to give stuff time, right? And how you handle things. Do you handle things in a fleshy way or do you handle things in a godly way? Are we praying together? You feel me? Are we encouraging each other to get closer to God? Right? Those are things of the fruit. So it's got to be a godly person. And then according to the Bible, a provider, and, a leader, and fine. You got to be fine. You gotta want to have more children too. I mean, these are just little things.
So how many more children do you want?
Listen, me and God been talking in our little in my little private closet. He knows, but I want to at least have multiple kids. I've been waiting on the Lord for a very long time for that. I refuse to have a child before getting married. And so however long it takes, then that would be, but I am excited and expected that whenever I do get with my husband, multiple kids, so it's just going to be back to back to back.
So y'all gonna be busy.
Yeah, for sure. I got time to make up, Mario.
Yeah, I feel you. Just make sure you have, plenty of WD-40 for the springs in your mattress, so
Listen, come on, God. Listen, I'll stock up on what needs to be done there.
So, okay, so what happens if, you marry a guy, y'all been abstaining, and he's micro mini? Or what if he's quadruple XL? How you gonna handle that?
Yeah, I know that's a question that a lot of people ask, and that is a legit question. First of all, when I pray to God, I pray to Him that we're adequate in that area, right? And so I believe that God can put us with the person. Out of all these billions of people's earth, I'm pretty sure God can put us with the person that we can be compatible with, right, in that area. But what if? Okay, so that's the thing, is that when you love someone, you work with them on that situation, right? And so there are things that outsources out there. There's toys, there's ways that we can be able to sit down and talk. You know what I mean? There's other ways of intimacy, because that's the beautiful thing, is that when you love someone, you're going to make it work, right? So I believe, first of all, when you do love them, you are already, twitching in your heart and the butterflies in your stomach because you love them. You want to be around them, right? There's a what's it called? Euphoric. Am I saying it? Euphoric. You know what I mean? When you love somebody. So that's a first turn on, right? You done got me all.
So it ain't gonna disappear if he micro mini?
No, we can work something out.
Okay.
Cause you gotta remember, in my 3 or 4 days, right? I've been there. So, when you love someone, you can make it work. Cause see, my thing, you gotta realize that that's the beautiful thing with abstaining, right? Is that at the end of the day, that I have managed you get what I'm saying? Like that ain't the first thing on my list right now. You know what I mean? So I can be able to work with that. Right. So I have waited this long, and I have the patience to be able to wait for that. And we just work it out. We just work it out. Love goes more than sexual stuff.
Yeah.
But I know that's a big component. We're going to be honest about that. That's a big component. I don't care. I don't know what you got to edit out, tongue. I don't know what you got to do. There's so many different things. There's intimacy on getting you excited even beforehand. That's what foreplay and stuff is.
Right.
That is just only one component. People will do all that and can't even get off because you ain't even did no romance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you put those layers of love, romance, and all that other stuff, then you know what I mean? That just brings everything into, okay, this is fulfilling, you know? So there's so many ways and stuff out there that, you know, we can be able to compromise. I mean, we can be able to work something out.
So do you think your history is what helps you stay mentally and physically strong, emotionally strong with staying abstinent?
Oh, you talking about from where I came from? Yes.
And do you think it helps you remain abstinent?
Yeah.
And do you think it would benefit, you know,
Yes.
how you approach your marriage?
Yes. And that's why I'm transparent about it, because it really works for my good. So at the end of the day, I realized that because I was so involved and had so much overflow of that, like it don't even faze me. There was times where I was having so much of it, I didn't even want to have sex no more. Right? So now when it comes to this per se, I know that it's worth waiting for my husband, right? Because that stuff ain't even worth it to me. I've already been there, done that. I don't have a type of, what is it called, enticement with it. There's not a thing when people say, oh, you see the print. I don't care about no print. I don't, because I've been there, done that. Like, that's not thrilling to me. Thrilling to me is being with someone I love. And I'm not even talking about sexual. I'm talking about holding. Let me encourage you. Let me speak life into you. Because I've already experienced that to the fullest limit with any way you can even think of, right? Anything I could say that is a fantasy, I done that. So it's not something I'm longing for or wondering, what does that feel like? Because I've already felt it. Yeah, that ain't nothing compared to someone I'm with long-termly, loving. Hey, babe, I'm seeing every day. You know what I mean? Like the things that people take for granted now, I want it. You know, longevity is what I want. And so at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. You know, if we have problems in the bedroom, I'm experienced. I can help you. I help you out.
So you have mentioned love. So outside of the bedroom, what defines love to you? What is your definition of love?
Well, it's going to always be biblical. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love has no wrongdoing. That's the keep of that. You know, love is all of these arrays. You know, love is selflessness. Love is, I'm here for you. Right? Right? Love is putting you first. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking of, I get excited with for my partner before myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here, baby, I'm here for you. You know what I mean? How could I make this better? I ain't got no ego. I came short. Okay, let's do this. But I want to speak life. Love is, I want you to know at the end of the day, when you close your eyes, you know I love you. And not just by speaking it. Anything, I'm going to show it to you, you know? And that comes from me being in a household where my parents was married over 50 some years. And my great grandparents it was 60 some years. My great grandparents over 60 some years until one died. Let's put it this way. 16 and 19 until 80 and you know what I mean? 70. Like, I seen it. And at the end of the day, before my dad died, he said, Nay, I pray for you that you know what I mean, that you will experience the type of love that I have for your mom. When my mom died, he told these women that would come up to him, you could never compare to what I had. And my dad lay down and closed his eyes, knowing that it was his wife, that no woman could even compare to him, even after death. That's what I want with love. That's my example of what love is. Is that regardless, you know, when my mom had her legs amputated, I still love you. Especially when that was the thing that drew my dad to her, was her legs. When it's taken away, what drew me to you, I still love you. I'm still here for you. And I'm still, even after death, right? Like, I'm telling these women, like, I mean, there was a woman that wanted to marry him, and he told her. He didn't hide that. You could never compare to my wife. Yeah. So that's what love means to me, is long term. And I know people like to say unconditional, but yes, we'll get through this. That's my love language. We got a problem, babe. We'll get through this. I ain't gonna throw you away. Don't throw me away either, okay?
Well, my next question was going to be, what does the ideal marriage look like to you? But you just answered that. So,
Yeah.
So we're going to skip to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
What size ring you want?
You know what?
It has to be a big old rock.
You know what? All that doesn't mean doesn't mean much to me. No, it's the thoughtfulness behind the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you know about me when you picked out that ring that was unique to picking out that ring?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about money on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the thoughtfulness of what you put in on how you got the ring is what it means to me. You know, I like a little diamond. Cool. I mean, a little shape on this way. Cool. If that's a low price, then cool. You just thought of me, of what I like. Yeah, money is that doesn't faze me. People get big rings and then they get divorced and still won't. You know what I mean? It's just like for show or something.
Right.
Like that's just weird to me. Yeah, don't waste all your money on that. Well, let's go on a honeymoon. Let's live afterwards. Let's figure out, you know what I mean? Like, that has no bearing on a marriage.
So what about the wedding? Do you want a big or a small wedding?
And so when you say even on that too, money-wise, and so when I feel like this people, I feel like they put a price to weddings. I want something where friends and family can come. Mm-hmm. I don't want something expensive. But I want something that is unique. I do want something that is what we both like. So I do kind of have a big family and I do have friends. So even if it was like in a park or something, it's just a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want it to be expensive. You know what I mean? But we can still have a nice wedding without it being expensive. Right. I think that's a big deal to people is putting the money and price on it. And no, we can have a nice wedding just as long as families and friends and we can celebrate. Because I feel like that I've waited on the Lord this long. There's many times that I have been proposed to and I just didn't want to just be married just to be married. I wanted to wait on the Lord. So when I get married, it really is a big deal. It really is a big deal and I want to celebrate that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it has to be expensive, but I want to celebrate with people.
What kind of honeymoon are you expecting? Do you want the tropical paradise or you okay with the Motel 6 around the corner?
No, we definitely ain't going to do Motel 6. Because I wasn't even doing that in my regular life. Okay? So with that being said, that's already been eliminated. But as far as, tropical, I lived in Florida, so tropical is not a big deal to me. I really don't, I'm not an ocean person. No, I know I'm the minority. But I'm open. Anywhere where it is a good time with my partner. Mm-hmm. So I'm open. I don't want to be in nowhere cold. It don't have to be tropical, but somewhere we can just have a good time with each other. Yeah. So, but we definitely not going to be at no Motel 6. Is that what they said? That don't turn out the lights?
I think Motel 6 says they say they'll leave the light on for you or something like that.
For what? Why? Like, no. And we ain't going to be nowhere locally. I think it's a beautiful thing to experience, seeing some of the world together and kind of getting away. So that's not, I don't have a specific on that because I feel like that's the thing that I want to ask my partner.
Right.
I want to know what he wants. Mm-hmm. And then we just go from there. I'm not picky. Yeah. So whatever he wants, just as long as it's not cold. Because I'm already cold nature. But yeah, I'm pretty open about that.
Well, you're going to get it. You're going to have it.
I am. Yeah. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Thank you, Mario. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. You know, I've been praying for a long time.
It's in the way she moves so easy. Like love was something she already knew. She's beautiful, sunshine, gold in a tone. Before you see, she changes the air she's steady every time, like morning breaking through the rain. Oh, she don't even have to explain.
Okay, so I wanted to just bring this scripture. This is what really helped me on my abstinence journey. It was Revelation 21:8. And it says, but the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. This is the second death. So that keeps me grounded. It reminds me that it's never worth it. Sexual immorality is never worth it. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but we're talking about this specifically. And so that always is in the forefront of my head about that. And so you might ask me, so if someone's thinking about being abstinent, or what should they do, or how should they do it, or if it's even worth it. So some tips on that, I would say, be equally yoked. Find the person that has the same journey as you. That is very, I mean, that's a big one. Like I don't even entertain anyone that's not on the same journey. Flee from temptation, put boundaries up. That, like, my boundaries are, I don't have a male that comes to my house. We're in public, we do public things. That just avoids temptation altogether. Those are just boundaries that I put up. Not gonna be in no hotel with someone, you know. You play with fire, you get burnt. Also, just realize, don't let anyone make you feel guilty for your journey. Because believe it or not, you might be a little bit the diamond in the rough, but there are other people out there who are on the same journey. So find your person and be patient with it. It may take time, but don't let anyone make you feel guilty for waiting on the Lord. And so it's always worth it. Also, I wanted to share this other scripture with you. This is 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature, and all old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. So, you know, in this journey of being just abstinent, I'm free. I remember telling you that, you know, it was a bondage of trying to stop something that had a hold of me. I am free. I know my identity in Christ. Once I learned my identity in Christ, I realized who I am. I am the daughter of the King, of the kings. You know, my body there's no price to it. My nose meant something, and I walk with the authority that I have the Holy Spirit in me. That you're gonna respect my body and you're gonna respect me. And so that is the beautiful thing of that. Also, I believe that the best gift that you can give your future spouse is keeping yourself, you know? I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing. And so that's where the alignment comes in. Get the person that has also kept their self also too. And so that says a lot about your character. Let me particularly say about myself that I love the Lord so much, that I respect myself so much, that I even respect my future husband, right? Like, I'm giving him something that can't nobody say, you know what I mean, within these last decades, you know what I mean, I've been with her and all this. Like, it's a flex, right? It's a flex for that. And so I think that's the most beautiful thing, is that when I became a new creature, I put away all that old stuff. I don't remember my past like that. Yes, I talk to you just to talk to you about that, but it's a new thing. And so when I go to my future person, none of that never matters, because none of my past will ever compare to my future. That he's the man that I have waited on to specifically be able to give him something precious for him. And so I just wanted to leave you with this, that the only regret that I have ever had is compromising myself. And when I compromised myself, you know, I realized it wasn't even worth it. But I don't regret saying yes, coming back to the Lord 20 years ago. like I am still saying yes 20 years later. And so, yeah, I don't regret it. It has been worthwhile, and it doesn't matter to me how long my abstinence journey is. It is worthwhile. It is worth all the years, and it's worth keeping my relationship with the Lord. So it really boils down to, like, I lose everything before I lose my relationship with the Lord.